Receipts show that David and Neo, who had been constantly together, no longer follow each other on Instagram. What happened to Celeste and who put her in the Tesla? Did Celeste learn or witness something significant to David given his public profile as an artist? Where rumors began circulating that David may have had a relationship with Neo. Several Instagram photos show the two together, either laying in bed, recreating the famous Titanic pose, and so much more, making many question, is David hiding out somewhere with Neo, and the two pretended to cut all contact on social media. The private investigator would then be asked, where is David right now?
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent. What's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
However, days later, David would then make his first appearance of two. This one was accidentally by posting a new song. It reads, David just posted a song titled Rush to his official BandLab account and then quickly deleted it. David is currently under investigation by the LAPD, where there is comments from fans that would be asking if he did it. Once getting those notifications, David would then quickly delete the new song. But it's important to understand his second response, which is a video. But to understand it, it's important to hear out the private investigator speaking on what he thinks happened to Celeste.
You don't know more information about when she, right?
No,
okay.
I don't have any information of how she, when exactly she. I have, listen, investigations are always moving, and right now I tend to believe it happened a while ago, a long time ago. And I think January, February, things change. I mean, you can see it in the photos and everything. And I also think when I first started looking at this case, I'm very much an Occam's razor type of person, where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla. And then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car. And they were just like, no, I'm not doing it. And just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house, that there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her.
But there was one more piece of evidence that he did find, which would end up being David's official reaction. Knowing David had a second home, it's important to figure out the last time that he was there. It said that Celeste would have been living at his second home because it's a lot more private. Now add that with the news of video David recorded at his other house where Celeste stayed in February 2025. Celeste had likely been passed for a few weeks at this point. Also in February, he leased a red Tesla and stopped using the black one, where the investigator notices the picture frame behind David. They also checked the date of when David recorded this video, lining up perfectly to around the time investigators believe Celeste had passed, making this his official reaction.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January, and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
I had to mute the words that he said, but in that video, he mentions about people passing in 2025, where it's also important to note Celeste was staying in David's private rental home and that he stopped using a $100,000 Tesla, so then he can go lease a red Tesla worth $60,000. With all of these new findings against David, the LAPD made a move on him because it reads, too many coincidences, the strange timeline surrounding David and Celeste Celeste. On September 18th, David transferred his Texas home into his mom's name. The same day, Celeste was identified and found in the Tesla. Just a day earlier, the LAPD executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental, and on that same day, September 18th, a police call was falsely reported that somebody passed at one of David's other homes. When police arrived, they were met by David's parents, who said that his younger brother and sister were upstairs.
No, out of all times for this to happen, as discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me, because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional, and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
Comment down below what you think is the real truth, because some believe this was a warning for what is about to come his way. Not knowing where David is, some believe police made a house call to where his family is staying to see if David just so happened to be there, where they could have possibly questioned him about Celeste. They're making a move on him because of what they found in 2 David interviews, where in the first one, David says that he wants to live on an island with no social media in 4 years, coincidentally when Celeste would have became an adult.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I'm going crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the
not.
Fans noted the question was, where do you want to be in 5 years? But he mentions where he wants to be in 3 to 4. However, the second interview is the worst one. It comes right after the news of David update. An alleged photo of David wearing a similar wig to the one Celeste Rivas was wearing has surfaced online, proving that David likes anime, which is totally fine, but it's how he describes wanting to be an anime character that makes the situation suspicious. I'm sure many of you like anime. However, David confirmed that he has an alter ego who lives in an anime-like world where he likes to imagine that he's a character who commits very serious crimes, in one in particular.
Basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself, and it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like it was in the vault